I've heard from a few credible sources that President Ruto will cut short his trip to Japan simply because in the next few weeks, if he's not careful, he might just find himself either impeached like Rigathi or facing a censure motion. In fact, his MP Jack Wamboka claiming that he has brought a vote of no confidence against President Ruto, aka a censure motion. Roll the tape.
We are now going to exercise our teeth. We are now going to bite. And Honorable Speaker, as I speak, there is a censure motion. It is before you, Honorable Speaker. It's coming. We must now take our rightful position as a National Assembly.
Now, in this video, I want us to look into why these MPs want to censure and possibly impeach President Ruto. And with no further ado, let's get after it. Reason number one why our MPs would be daydreaming about impeachment or a censure motion is because they feel the president is very ungrateful. And I would agree. You make your way into parliament after spending so much money on campaign and time and energy back in 2022. You pass your election, you're now in parliament. You're very popular, in fact, even with your electorate. Then one man, through his policies and ideology, makes you so unpopular that your electability is next to zero. He makes you pass two unpopular finance bills back to the point people wanavamia nyumba yako, wanavamia bunge, they want to kill you. He makes you pass SHA, which nobody likes. He makes you pass this thing of Adani, which nobody likes. And then, by the way, after umepitisha na yeye anaenda anaangusha huko State House to make you look like a fool. On top of that, he makes you go and impeach a very popular deputy president. He might not be popular all across the country, but for a majority of the region where it matters, where the numbers are politically speaking, and even worse if you're coming from that region, atunendo na muimpeach, what sort of ramifications are you going to face? People like Kishungwa cannot be re-elected. People like Wamumbi cannot be re-elected, all because of the president. And then huyu mutu mumefanyia hizi vitu zote, sticking your neck out for him time after time after time, he comes out to say that you guys are taking bribes and we will arrest you. Yet he was also giving you bribes to do those things. Just listening to this rage that the MPs have towards the president.
This president gave us a finance bill that was very unpopular. We passed it for him. This president gave us a housing levy. Very unpopular. We passed it for him. This president has asked us to pass SHA. We sat here until 10 p.m. Passed it for him. What have we done for him? What has this parliament not done for president that he now has to come and bastardize us? What? Let him do his job.
Now, on a personal note, I don't know why they are complaining yet. Rigathi warned them. In fact, he did warn them. Here's the tape.
Mimi si mganga. Mimi am not a seer. Those MPs of William Ruto, hawa wanamfuata. Pale mwisho William Ruto watabaki peke yake. Watatoroka kwake. Lakini by the time wanakuja kwa raia watakuwa wameharibu.
Anyway, asiyesikia la mkuu hunyoroshwa na William Samoei Ruto. Second reason why these guys want to bring a censure motion and possibly an impeachment motion against the president is because he himself is corrupt. Just listen into this.
This house is self-regulating through the committees of powers and privileges chaired by none other than the Speaker himself. Mr. Speaker, this house has done well. As a National Assembly, we've risen to the occasion when we called out on SHA, during Adani. Now the committee on PAC has done very well with e-citizen, and my guess is good because I think that is where the rage is coming from. They have come out to unmask the culprits of e-citizen and how money is being stolen. Honorable Speaker, this house, this floor impeached a minister of government, Honorable Mithika Linturi. We have done well, Honorable Speaker, as a parliament. It is wrong, Honorable Speaker, for President to say he's fed on raw intelligence, Honorable Speaker, and moves to make such accusations against us. Honorable Speaker, in law, and you know better than me, anybody who becomes aware of a crime and keeps quiet of it is an accomplice. As we speak, the Honorable President is an accomplice, Honorable Speaker. Why was he giving the 10 million shillings?
This is a classic case of the pot calling the kettle black. Jamaa ambaye watu wanasema one term juu ya corruption na empowerment na pesa ambayo si yao na wizi kwa e-citizen, ndo yeye anarudi kusema hawa wanaiba pesa wanachukua. Some things just don't make sense in politics. At all. And I'm glad the MPs are finally opening their eyes. But you see how selfish these people are. Wananchi wakidhulumiwa, they don't care. They pass those silly things. Adani na ingine na SHA na finance bill na hizo zote. When they are being targeted and the president is weaponizing all these state agencies like EACC, AFP and all these others to come after them. Now is when they are coming together to say, oh, no, you're also corrupt. No, we won't buy that. Kama Ruto amesema muko corrupt. Na wale ni corrupt washikwe. Anywho, the third reason why these guys want to bring a motion against President Ruto is because their reputation is in limbo. For instance, when the president talked about somebody taking 150 million Kenya shillings and asking where do you get that money from, people immediately assumed it's Kimani Ichung'wah because he did buy shares in one of our local banks for money that is almost around that tune, and people assumed online that it's him. Just listen in to Ichung'wah lamenting.
It is not fair to condemn the House in its entirety, Honorable Speaker. We have young members like Honorable Njeri, Honorable Joseph, who just joined this House the other day, Honorable Speaker. We have older members like the Honorable Keinan, the father of the House, who has been here for a long time, and yourself, Honorable Speaker. When this House is condemned, you are condemned. The Honorable Keinan is being condemned. The Honorable Njeri and Joseph here are being condemned. Honorable Speaker, if there are people who have suffered, I am among those people who have suffered immensely from this condemnation. I was a sponsor of that bill the Honorable Murugara was speaking about as leader of the majority. I saw yesterday when figures of 150 million shillings were mentioned that relate to the Senate. There are people who went on social media to say, oh, that is the 150 million Kimani Ichung'wah used to purchase I don't know what where. Honorable Speaker. No, this time they didn't mention a chopper. They were mentioning shares I invested in a bank. But I have invested an investment I have made, Honorable Speaker, from money I have borrowed from our own parliamentary circle and my other circle in Muhasibu.
Now, in the long run, to prevent the incoming Ruto impeachment stroke censure motion, Junet tried to be very clever by telling his members that, listen, we don't have to take Ruto and Raila Odinga so serious. Let them have their say and we can have our way. He's trying to low-key reduce the anger so that no meaningful recourse happens to the president. At least that's how I read things. Just listen into this.
You know, only important people are normally bashed. When you see the president accusing us of many things, or by my party leader, they know how important this house is. That is why they let us not also take them very serious. Because, you know why I'm saying that? Because everything also they want to do must come through this house. Even if for you to dissolve this NGCDF, there must be some work to be done here in Parliament. Who is going to do it? So, Mr. Speaker, let them have their say. We are going to have our way. That's the position. Let us give them the freedom to to have their say, and we also have our way.
I think let Junet not try to be very clever. He should not get in the way of Wamboka's censure motion nor any incoming impeachment motion unless amepewa kitu ama ni yeye huwa anapewa kitu akuje atueleze. Anywho, that's just my take on the matter, guys. Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. Now, with that, here's today's ad of the day. If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation, or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters, or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. And if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. If you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for Mzitowafula. Hit the subscribe button, you're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.